close your eyes for me and imagine you're out on a walk on a sunny, beautiful spring day with Fido. You're walking along when all of a sudden Fido slips out of his collar. He darts into traffic. All you can hear is the screeching of tires and a yelp from your best friend. You run over and all you can see is blood and gravel and Fido struggling to breathe. Do you know what to do? Do you know who to call and how to get him the help he needs? According to my audience analysis survey, all but one of you own pets. So basic pet first aid knowledge is imperative to the health of your pets. As a vet tech, I see the outcomes of this on a daily basis. So today we're going to talk about what you need to have in your first aid kit, common ailments that you can treat at home, or at least start treating at home before you talk to your veterinarian, and emergency situations that pet owners run into. So first, let's talk about what you should have in your first aid kit. I picked this first aid kit up at North 40. It was about $20, but you can also buy them online, and you can put one together yourself. There are a lot of similarities between a pet first aid kit and a human first aid kit, but there's some big differences as well. So, some of the most important things are bandage materials. So we have some non-stick pads, we have gauze, both flat and rolled, and I also have Coban and some triple antibiotic ointment. So those things are going to be great to treat any wounds, which could come from a puncture or something like that. You also are going to want to have peroxide. So this kit came with us just a small packet, but if you have a larger dog, I would definitely recommend having a larger bottle of peroxide as well. Another great thing to have is some saline. This you can use to rinse out any debris from a wound or rinse out an eye if your pet gets anything in their eye. Some other things that you aren't going to find in a human first aid kit, but that you definitely need in your pet's first aid kit are ear cleaner. This is great if an infection pops up. You can clean their ears and get them a little relief. Styptic powder is great to stop bleeding, whether that be from a broken toenail or if you're clipping your toenail and you get a little too short, this can help stop the bleeding. Something else that you may need is a muzzle. Even if you have the nicest dog in the whole world, when they are in pain, they're going to want to make that pain stop, and that may include biting you. So keep yourself safe and get a properly fitted muzzle. The other thing that your human first aid kit is not going to have is a leash. When your pet is in pain, they're most often scared and they may want to get away. So having an extra leash on hand will help keep them in control and keep everybody safe. Another one of the most imperative things that you have in your first aid kit is a thermometer. According to Dr. Holly Brophy of Doc Holly Pet Vet in Hayden, a thermometer is one of the most important things that you can have in your first aid kit. This gives you a lot of good information about your pet's temperature and can tell you whether they may be going into shock or whether they have a fever from infection. So keep one of these on hand. If you don't have anything else, this is what you need. So now that we know what you need to treat your pet, let's talk about common issues that pet owners are faced with. Bleeding. So bleeding externally, you're obviously going to be able to see. It could come from a scrape, a puncture, a cut, what have you. And in your first aid kit, you have the bandage materials to take care of that problem. Internal bleeding is a little bit different. You're definitely going to want to talk to your doctor about this. According to the AVMA, which is the American Veterinary Medical Association, symptoms of internal bleeding include bleeding from the nose, mouth, or rectum, coughing up blood, blood in the urine, pale gums, collapsing, or a weak and rapid pulse. So if you see any of those symptoms in your pet, you're definitely going to want to call your veterinarian right away and get some treatment. A second thing that we see a lot are toxins. There are a lot of things in our day-to-day life that if ingested by your pet can cause an issue. I'm sure everyone knows that chocolate is a big one on that list. Antifreeze, pesticides like rat poison or mouse poison, and also xylitol, which is an artificial sweetener that is found in a lot of gums or sugar-free candies, things like that. Now in your first aid kit, you have your hydrogen peroxide, which you can consult your veterinarian about using to make them vomit to help with toxin ingestion. The other thing you may need to treat at home is a broken bone or a broken toenail. If you suspect your pet has a broken bone, you can bandage that area to provide support and comfort until you're able to see your veterinarian. If you have a broken toenail, you can use your styptic powder to stop the bleeding and then bandage your pet's foot and then see your veterinarian if need be. So those are some common urgent situations. However, emergencies arise and how you react as a pet owner can be life-saving. So one of the biggest emergencies we have is if your pet stops breathing. And if you realize that your pet is not breathing, you're going to want to first check their airway. If they have anything stuck in there, whether that is food or a toy, you're going to want to clear that obstruction and then see how they respond. If they don't respond, you're going to want to start rescue breathing for them. The second big emergency is if their heart stops. Of course, if you notice that their heart has stopped, you're going to want to start CPR as soon as possible. The Red Cross has a wonderful website that can give you great information on performing CPR and rescue breathing for your pet. So if you visit there, you can learn a lot about that. A third emergency that we see fairly regularly are seizures. Seizures can be really scary and hard to watch your pet go through. However, you can keep them safe during this process by making sure that they are at floor level and that there is nothing around them that they can hurt themselves on while they're thrashing. You're also going to want to time this if possible, which I know is hard in the moment, but that gives great information to your veterinarian. Keep your hands out of their mouth. Their tongue is going to be fine, but we don't want you to be bit in the process of helping your pet. So, since I can't make you all veterinary nurses in one sitting, I have to wrap up. At-home first aid can be critical for your pet. Having a first aid kit, knowing how to use what's in it, and knowing what to do in emergency can make a huge difference. So, when you're on that walk with Fido, on that great sunny day, and something catastrophic happens, now you know how to react and how to possibly save your pet's life. If anybody has any questions, I would be happy to answer them now.